The controller is the middleman between the Arduino and the server. Its job is to keep requesting colors from the server and sending them to the Arduino. The code will be written in Python for simplicity, but it could also be written in other languages like C# or C++. In order to perform HTTP requests with Python, we'll need to use the URL lib library. We'll also need the serial library in order to be able to send data to the Arduino through the serial port. Sometimes these libraries come pre-installed. You can check that by launching a Python interpreter and typing import URL lib and import serial. If you don't see any errors, then they are already installed. Otherwise, you can install them this way. Fire up CMD and type in pip install URL lib to install the URL lib library, and pip install serial to install the serial port library. Now open up the project folder and create a new folder called controller. Then open that folder in brackets. Create a new file called controller.py, which will be our main controller. We said that we'll be using HTTP requests, so let's import the request function from the URL lib library. We'll need serial to connect to Arduino, so let's import it as well. The data we'll receive from the server is JSON, so we need to import the JSON library too. We'll keep making requests infinitely, so it is a good idea to make some delay between requests. So let's import the sleep function from the time library. To connect to the Arduino, we need to create a serial object by giving it the port name. In our case, it is called COM10, but you need to find yours and use it instead. You can find the port in the Arduino IDE under the Tools menu. Now, let's create a variable called last received data to keep track if any changes in the server occurred. And finally, let's print a welcome message like welcome to iKnowBrain controller. Now, the main loop is here. Create an infinite loop and for every iteration, perform a request of the first type. The response is the colors JSON string. Then create a colors associative array from that response. And if it is different from the last received colors, then we need to send it to the Arduino. So first, let's update the last received colors and extract the red, green, and blue values into variables. And let's print them to the screen as well. And finally, send them to the Arduino after converting them to an array of 3 bytes, red, green, and blue. And now let's sleep for 10 milliseconds before performing the next request. The try catch is used to ensure that the controller script will keep trying even if there were errors along the way, like when we're disconnected from the server, for example. If an error occurs, just print a message. To test this code, make sure the Arduino is already programmed with the correct code to receive the 3 colors array and is connected to the computer with the correct serial port, and that the PHP server is already running. Then just navigate to the controller folder and launch the script by typing python controller.py. And now when I send new colors, you will notice that the script is displaying the new colors and that the Arduino updated its colors. Now, the last thing you need to do is to change the server address from localhost to the IP address of the computer that you are using to host the server. That way, you'll be able to put the controller in any computer you want as long as it is connected to the Arduino. You can find your IP address by typing ipconfig for Windows or ifconfig for Linux and Mac. It is usually called IPv4. And congrats, you just built a wireless system that allows you to control your Arduino from anywhere in the world.